Tonight we are looking at the part animated, part live-action sitcom The Stanley Dynamic. The Canadian show that follows Larry and his animated twin brother Luke as they make their way through high school and everyday life. The show lasted for 2 seasons and 52 episodes and aired from 2015. There are many different characters we meet throughout the show. Now that we have the background, let's take a look at a couple of episodes. First up we have Pilot. So we head straight into the house as the mother is baking some cakes. Luke comes out of nowhere as he slides down the fire pole. He sneaks into the kitchen as he wants a cake, but the mother spots him. Luke says he is hungry as his brother then comes over and takes the cakes. But his mother knows this plan as she tells him to put the cakes back. He says he doesn't have any cakes as his little sister comes over and makes a silly joke about pink stuff coming out of his butt as he gives in and returns the cakes. The sister wants some money as the mother only offers a $5. The daughter says she needs a lot more money because she is at some special school. The mother makes a joke about needing to take out a second mortgage as the kid tries to take a cake. The mother boasts the cakes are for dad as he then comes in and eats one. His mother makes a silly joke about what is on his face as we then cut to the mother on the sofa. She is writing the kids' names on the back of the backpacks. Larry comes storming in as he doesn't know what she is doing. He says everyone will bully him for that as his mother says she put his name everywhere. It's all very silly as his mother says Luke will struggle at main school as he comes over and inspects his own backpack. The brothers say they are on the same page as the limo honks its horn. Laurie comes in and she says she hopes the limo has all the mod cons as her mother is confused. Laurie says she hates the bus as Luke waves her off. Laurie boasts about going to special school as she says she is very smart. So she goes off as the mother gets the brothers to get a move on as she gives them a hug. Luke can't feel his arms as their dad comes out and shows off his new comic. It's a very silly joke as the family hates it. They run off as the dad tries to defend it. The mother says he is a great cartoonist as they then flirt. The mother says she is going to the bank as the father says the rat race is a good idea for a new comic. He goes off as at school Luke is trying to make new friends as Larry is confused. Luke scares a kid as Larry says the cool kids don't say anything and just grunt. Luke is confused as he tries to get kids at the chess club to be his friends. It's all very silly as he offers him membership, but he then rejects him as Larry is embarrassed for Luke. He says everything is better than the chess club as Luke then spots a cute girl as he tries to impress her. Chelsea then introduces herself to Larry as she reads his name on his backpack. They greet each other as Larry says something strange. It scares Chelsea off. So we see Dad trying to create a new comic as he gets frustrated at no noise. So he turns everything on as Mom then comes home and wonders what is going on. Dad tries to explain himself as Mom then talks about her interview as Dad says she will get the job as he tries to come up with new comic ideas. Mom then says they should celebrate as Dad wants more cupcakes. So back at school the brothers are looking at the lockers as Chelsea then comes back over. Larry tries to impress her as she wants to know where Luke is. Larry says he is the funny one as he then bumps into some kid. He says they should fight outside after school. Larry gets scared as Luke is trapped in the locker, so the brothers arrive home as Larry says they aren't ever going back to school as Luke says he should just say sorry to the kid as the mother comes over and asks how the day was. Larry says he is sick as he is faking it. He says he can't go back to school ever as Mom goes to get something. Luke then plays along as he overreacts. He talks about Grandma as his mom says she is still alive. Luke then wants to call her as Mom tells them to get back to school as she walks away. Larry says he is a dead man as Luke makes another joke about Grandma. So we then see a woman and man arguing as they say the chef has quit. The lady says she needs finger sandwiches as the mom then comes in and asks what is happening. The guy says his name is Dupe as the lady's name is Pamela. They get into a little silly joke as Pamela says they are struggling right now as she then sees the cakes. She takes them off Mom as Dad is teaching his cartoon school. He is confused by someone's mole as Mom then comes in. Dad wants to know where the cupcakes are as Mom says she sold them. Dad says everyone will riot now as he hears stomachs rumbling. Dad tries to calm them with some mints as he throws them away. So Larry is trying to gather the courage to talk to the kid as they talk about their misunderstanding. He says he didn't push him as he doesn't want to fight. Luke comes over as a big guy as he tries to cause trouble, but the kid scares him. The kid still demands Larry to see him after school, so the brothers return home as Larry moans about being rejected by everyone as Luke says chess club is cool. The mother is concerned as Larry says he could have died. They have a family meeting as Mom says things are changing. Dad says things will be easy as Mom says Laurie's new school is very expensive as Dad says it will be like the Hunger Games. The phone then rings as the mom answers. She says she didn't get the job as she is upset. She says she should be homeschooling the boys. Dad then talks about their daughter as she returns home. Everyone pretends to be happy as Laurie says she hates her new school. The family can't believe it as Laurie says she is dumb. She runs away as Larry says everything should go back to how it was as Mom agrees. So Larry goes to see Laurie as Laurie doesn't want to talk. Larry says she is very smart as he explains why she has made the right decision. He lists a lot of stupid things as they hug. So they go to see the rest of the family as Laurie says she is sticking with her new school as Larry says that isn't what they planned. Laurie explains herself as the family are proud. Luke is upset as Mom says everyone should be given a second chance. So at the community center, Pam tells Mom that her cupcakes were great. Pam then gives Mom a job as a chef as Pam laughs at her requests. Mom accepts the job as Pam says she will be making Italian. Dupe then returns her container. She asks why it is damp as Dupe says he licked it. So Larry is sneaking around school as Luke asks how long he is planning to keep this up as Chelsea then arrives. She asks Luke where his brother is as Larry then turns up. Chelsea runs away as the kid comes over as Larry is scared. Luke hides as the kid asks why he didn't show up yesterday as the kid says he doesn't want to fight as he offers Larry a go in the football team. He then attacks Larry as he says he is very strong as they walk off. Luke gets trapped again. So at home Mom is making her food as the brothers walk in and Larry says he has made the football team. Luke talks about how cards are used in the chess club. Mom is happy as Dad then shouts about his new comic. It is a picture of the family as they love it. Luke makes a silly joke as at school Larry says he can do anything Luke can do as he gets into the locker. The chess club guy comes over as Luke asks if he is in the club yet. The kid says no as Luke chases after him. Larry gets trapped in the locker as the episode ends. Next up we have the Stanley catchphrase. So at home Dad is making his comic as he breaks his chair. He starts blaming his chair as he says he will go to fix it. He makes a huge mess as Mom comes in. Dad starts moaning that he doesn't know what kids like these days as Mom says they have kids. So Dad goes to ask what they like as they don't do anything funny. Dad is annoyed as Luke comes down the fire pole. He slips over and gets stuck on the fan. Chaos unfolds as I don't know what to say. Dad returns as he says no one does anything interesting. So at school Larry and the kid talk about last night's football game as he says he was very sneaky. Larry says they lost as the kid says the team need him. He comes up with a new catchphrase as Larry doesn't like it. He says to focus on football as Larry says they ordered a search party last night as the kid keeps saying his silly catchphrase. So Luke is in the lunch hall as he talks to the dinner lady. He tries to butter her up as the dinner lady serves up something. Luke is confused as the dinner lady tells him to go away as Luke says they should serve better food as the lady gets angry as Luke says he will go to the head and try to get her out. The dinner lady says many people have tried to get her out but have failed as she boasts about making kids into food. So Mom is making food as Dupe says it is great they are feeding the wildlife as Mom is confused as Dupe talks about the birds enjoying the food. He explains the people are at the food truck as he says the mother's food is only for animals. So at the food truck the mom arrives and asks what is going on. The guy boasts about having the best food as they get into an argument. He says the line is back there as the mother tries to defend her food. The guy talks a lot of rubbish as he serves away. He gives her a postcard as the mother says they can't park wherever they want as Pam then comes over and says she is holding up the whole line as she gets some food. The mom is not happy as at home Dad is trying to build something. The brothers come home as they are confused on why the car is all broken as Dad says he is just fixing stuff. They talk about school as Luke says the dinner lady is scary. Larry says he needs to get ready for football as he then spits out the new catchphrase. Dad picks up on it as he likes it. He says he will put it in his comic as at school. Larry is walking around as everyone is looking at him. He is confused as another kid comes over and says the catchphrase. Larry is confused as the dinner lady also joins in. She says she will make him a special lunch as the football kid then asks why the catchphrase is in the comic. Larry says he didn't know his dad was going to use it as he says he will tell everyone the kid came with it. Suddenly a kid shouts out and says Larry is the catchphrase guy as the other kid says it. The crowd doesn't believe it as they say Larry made the catchphrase. The kid is mad as the crowd roar. Luke joins in as Dad is still fixing his chair. Larry says they need to talk as Dad has a lot of extra screws as Larry asks why he put the catchphrase in the comic as Dad says it works in every punchline. Larry says it is the kid's catchphrase as he talks about everyone thinking he stole it. He tells his dad to stop using it as his dad says he will regret that decision. Dad comes up with a new catchphrase as Luke arrives. He says he wants to help as he says they can make Larry the bad guy as Dad agrees with that idea. He then breaks his chair as Mom is trying to give away her food as Pam asks why she has parked herself next to the food truck. Pam admires the food truck as the mother explains she is the chef at the center as Pam doesn't know what to say. Mom then tries to give away her food as the guy explains he has the best food ever as he sings the squids to sleep. Duke passes on the free food as he says he is only in the line for a flu shot as the mother doesn't believe it. She forces Duke to eat up as he pretends to enjoy it. Duke says he gets nervous when eating. So at school Luke is giving away the comic for free as the dinner lady comes over. She can't believe he has made her into the bad guy in the comic as Luke says he will continue to campaign until the food is edible. The dinner lady is mad as she says he will be waiting a long time as she spits on the comic. So at home Luke runs in to see Dad as he boasts that the dinner lady is hated by everyone. Dad says his comic is powerful and can sway opinion. Luke says the dinner lady is going down as the dad says he can make everything right with Larry as he says he can save the Amazon rainforest with his comic as he promises to work all night. So the food truck guy is still making food as the mother comes over. They talk very silly as I don't know what they're on about. The mother says she is embarrassed as the mother then suggests they work together because the line is very long. So at school Larry and the kid are talking about stealing the catchphrase as he says he has forgiven Larry. Dad then calls him as they talk about the catchphrase again. He says he has made it up to him as he tells him to look at the comic. He says he will be very popular as Larry says he doesn't want to be popular. Dad is shocked as he puts the phone down. The kid can't believe it as it says Larry will be the future quarterback. Another kid comes over and eggs on Larry as everyone surrounds him. They take a picture as at home Larry comes over to Dad as he is surprised to see him. Larry then moans as Dad jokes about his comic. Larry says he can't use him in the comic anymore as Dad can't believe it. Laurie comes in and gives him a notice as they demand Dad to not use Larry in the comic anymore. Laurie gives him more notices as she pretends to be a lawyer. Dad says he can use the catchphrase to make many things from movies to perfume. Laurie says the rights have already been sold as she pulls out a bobblehead. Dad can't believe it as Laurie says she had loads of crates down at the docks as the food truck guy is still trying to impress Pam as he shouts at the mother. The mother then makes an announcement that he isn't using chicken but instead using pigeon as the guy tries to defend himself as the crowd can't believe it. They all spit out the food as the mother boasts about being right. The guy doesn't care as he forces Duke to eat up some more. Duke runs off as Pam tells him to get lost. The mother says she is still here as Pam is not impressed. So Luke bumps into the dinner lady as she explains the head has made new changes to the menu as Luke says he didn't want her to get fired. He says he can get her job back as the lunch lady says she had decided to retire as she explains the head cancelled the Paris tour to pay her out. Luke can't believe it as the lunch lady says she won't tell anyone, but she makes a comic instead. The kids look at him as the lunch lady says good luck. So Larry tells the kid he doesn't want any more praise, so he takes off his shirt as the kid comes back in as he asks if he is ready for the big game. Larry thought he might be angry at him as he says no as he says he has fallen in love with football again as Larry says the stupid catchphrase again. People throw things at them as the brothers are back in the lunch hall. They talk about getting bullied by everyone as the food truck guy then comes out and serves up his food. The brothers are concerned as the episode then ends. Finally we have the Stanley crime. So the family are behind bars as Luke says he always thought it would be Larry in jail as the family tries to remember how they got here in the first place. Dad then explains as he says they will have the story straight for the judge. He explains it started hours ago as at school we see the cops give a presentation about some safety tips. The other officer doesn't care as the old guy shows off the crime-busting beagle as the family are excited. Luke says he wants to fill out some paperwork as the mother tries to get Laurie into the kitchen as she explains the money goes to charity. Laurie then points to the beagle as he is getting attacked. Dad then says he has a class to teach as he explains when he was younger he used to be a bad boy. Mom explains he only jaywalked as the kids are surprised. Dad oversells what happened as Mom tells him to keep out of trouble as she goes off with Laurie. Dad tells the brothers he is on the straight and narrow as the brothers are confused on why he promised that. So the cops are still talking about litter as they try to get the crowd involved. He gives a motto, Luke likes it as Larry says the show is for real kids as he says the dog is lame. Luke says he has upset the dog's feelings as Larry insults him. The beagle then taps Larry as the cops are surprised. They say they are arresting him for being sad as Larry tries to run away. The beagle goes down as the kids cheer. The cops talk a lot of rubbish as Luke says Larry should turn himself in. So Laurie and her mother are cooking as she has licked the spoon. They talk about how they can raise money for the charity. Laurie takes another spoon as the mother fights with her as she wants to know where her pan is. She goes off to find it as Laurie licks the whole bowl. Mother then walks back in as she explains she has a parking ticket. Laurie can't believe it as she talks a lot. She also adds she ate all the brownie mixture as the dad is teaching his next class. He grabs a paintbrush and goes wild. He talks about his crimes of the past as the crowd then splatter him. The class then leaves as Doop arrives as he is very confused as Dad explains it is just an art project that took a bad turn as he wants some clothes from Doop. Doop wants some gold as Luke is picking up litter. He then gets hungry as he spots some candy stuck in the vending machine. He goes to put it back as his arm then gets stuck. He uses his money but that doesn't work either as he tries everything to get his arm out. So Mom is still looking for her keys as Laurie whistles at someone to tell them to look for the keys. The mom asks if the day could get any worse as Doop says it can as he walks in. Doop gives more parking tickets over as the mother can't believe it. Doop tells her to move the car as she says she can't because she has lost her keys. Doop says he would help but he has other things to do. Laurie smirks as Larry is surrounded by the cops. The cops explain they haven't smiled in ages but asks Larry to join in with the shows. He says the beagle is stale as they explain he is just an ex-convict as Larry gets scared. So Dad comes back in a new jumpsuit as you can tell where this is going as Doop asks whether he is wearing any pants. Dad shows off a harmonica as Doop asks him to cut the hedges. Dad asks for goggles but Doop says he doesn't have any, so gives him a mask instead. Luke is still stuck in the vending machine as the cop arrives. He says he is hungry as Luke asks what is the worst crime he has ever seen. The cop goes on and on as he explains he arrested Tinkerbell once. Luke asks whether he really wants a snack as the cop says he must be thinking of a firefighter, so Laurie is trying to drum up sales for her brownies as the mom walks out and shows off all her tickets as Laurie explains the brownies aren't selling. She gives over the money as the other cop tickets a kid for littering. The mother says she needs to have a word with the cop as Laurie then gives her a bowl of keys as she says none of them are hers. She asks where she got them all from as the beagle is in the kitchen. Larry arrives as he says dogs are allergic to chocolate as he tells him to put the brownies down. He shouts at him as he then eats the brownies. The beagle runs off as Larry chases him. Luke is still stuck as the cop is not impressed. He says he is starving as Luke explains Laurie is giving out brownies outside. The cop says a lot of things to his radio as he goes outside. Luke is still trying to get out of the machine as the cop comes back. He then sees what has happened as the cop then locks him up. So the dad comes out as he scares the kids. The other officer comes over and asks for ID. The dad says he isn't wearing underwear as the cop thinks he has broken out of prison. The dad tries to explain himself as the cop says he can't keep his story straight as the dad tries to distract her. He then runs off as the cop gets tricked. The mother walks over and gives her the money. The cop sees it as a bribe as the mother says it should have been the parking tickets. The cop is not impressed as she tries to bribe her again. She gets arrested as Luke says it is embarrassing. So the cop is still teaching his next show as he explains the other officer is doing a manhunt as he introduces the beagle. Larry comes over and explains the beagle is a bad guy. The cop is not impressed as Larry says this isn't part of the show as he gets the beagle down to the ground. He says the beagle is an ex-con as he tries to get his head off. Larry scares the kids as the cop then arrests Larry. So Larry is in prison as the dad has ran away. He tries to head inside but the door is locked. He says he keeps his keys in his underwear as he tries to break in. The cop comes over and says he is under arrest for pretending to be an artist as she explains he jaywalked 1,000 times. So dad says it is unfair as the family can't believe how long they have been locked up. They say they are being treated like animals. The cop tells the kids to behave otherwise they will be locked up as well. Laurie arrives as she says she is used to the disappointment. The cop then inspects the brownies as Laurie shows the bars are fake. The cop finds a key as the mother says it must be her car key. The cop says to tell it to the judge as dad wraps up the story. Larry is concerned that his dad is losing his mind as the cop then comes over and frees them. Luke says it has only been 20 minutes as the cop says he needs the prison for the bad kids. Duke points them in as he explains they are just practicing Oliver Twist as he goes to find the ringleader. Laurie then tells the kids to be quiet. So the family are litter picking as Larry moans he is picking everything up. Luke says he is just supervising as Dad says they can burst out of there as Laurie explains they only have to do it for 30 more minutes as Dad asks her to give Mom a letter. Laurie tells him to do it himself as Dad says it is too hard to say goodbye as he gives it all to Laurie as he tries to sneak away. The beagle catches him as he goes to hit Dad. The episode then ends on that note. In conclusion, I didn't like the Stanley dynamic. The comedy didn't land with me and I didn't get the premise of the show. The dynamic between the real-life brother and the animated one was okay, but overall it still didn't connect with me as it felt cringy at times. While the episodes and plots were silly and out there, I just didn't like this one, so I would have to pass on this one unfortunately. So thank you for watching. If you have any TV shows you like to see me do, put them in the comments.